Whew. Craziness. It's been busy 2 weeks, a little bit of a cyclone as that chair spin was, and I apologize for missing last week's episode. It's been very fun to make these, and I've gotten good feedback, so I will always do them if time allows. It takes about 10 to 15 hours a week to put everything together, believe it or not. I know it seems like it's shot very quickly and thrown together, but we are back on track now. This past weekend in Gatlinburg for Paul's bachelor party. Hey, wife. Again? Really? This past weekend in Gatlinburg for Paul's bachelor party, we had 7 of the 12 league members there. It was like a mini conference, one might say. So we had a lot of talk, and I'll be sharing 3 segments today just from this weekend. So it's a little bit of a different show, and remember that it's shot over the weekend. I'll have the dates listed on screen to tell you when they were shot. I hope you enjoy it. It was great seeing everybody, and it really refueled some of the rivalry, I think, in this league. So without further ado, here is the roundtable around the league discussion.
So we're here in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. G-Bird. Do a quick, as we like to affectionately call it, G-Bird.
Or the Gat.
The Gat.
The Gat.
We're going to do a quick around the league segment.
I've never seen a town with so many knee braces.
There are a lot of knee braces, a lot of walking boots, a lot of cholesterol, a lot of taffy.
Dual walking boots.
Yeah.
So
I'd say that one common theme I heard a lot this week was regarding payment from one member of the league.
Yeah, I think everyone's paid for last year except for one person, and
I think they know who they are.
yeah,
We don't have to say anything more.
And this year they need to pay, or else they'll be kicked out of the league.
Yeah.
Bottom line, right?
Definitely. We might have to put a.
We might have to put a league
This
run
is
on
what you'd call an ultimatum.
ultimatum.
Yes.
Pay your dues.
So that was one common theme of talk.
Yes.
Another themes we've heard. Talk about a lot about how the league is very even. Seen a lot of 2 and 2 teams. We have 1-3 and 1 team, 1 and 3 team.
Yeah, 3 and 1 right there.
1 and 3. So there's 10 2 and 2 teams. This happened 2 weeks ago too.
Yes.
So we're seeing a lot of parity with this auction this year, which is good in general.
I think it's going to change though. I think, Connor has a lot of points.
Connor's gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah, I'm second in points.
I think Pippis will be a good up and comer.
Super solid.
I'm saying is, I'm number 1 in California Rush right now. Number 1 in Galaga. That'd be number 1. I'm saying all I do is win and roll dots.
I do not.
234.
I did beat you in Liar's Dice.
234.
What do you guys think about the Bachelor's team?
Record to be beat.
Since we're here at Paul St. Quinta's bachelor party, what do you think of Red Shirt?
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I think Matt Ryan he's got some great wide receivers, so he's liable to go for 300, 400 yards.
Yeah. And Paul has good receivers on his team also.
He does.
So like any week could be a blow-up week. His running back's definitely his weakness.
Yeah.
I have no idea on who's Paul's team.
And it's really like brutal honesty from this guy. Anything else on you guys' minds?
Nah, man. Pay your dues. That'd be number 1. That's it for me.
Yeah. I think Connor's going to be tough to beat. The Peyton Manning throws for 52 points.
Fuck Peyton Manning.
I think he's the team to beat.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's about it.
Does anyone want to step up? Does anyone want to step up and talk shit back to Richie?
No.
And no one wants to start that war?
I will when I play against him. I'm going to get Quay this week. He's scoring 1
I
QB.
respect Richie's team. He's in last place. I mean, he's in last place. But,
Enough said.
yeah. Quarterbacks are My good. team's not
The
that.
quarterback's very good. Arian Foster's looking better week by week now.
I do like this Steven Jackson draft. Not necessarily Jackson, Michael Turner.
My
Yeah.
return.
Michael Turner.
He's really forward thinking, or backward thinking, depending on how you look at it. He's either going to get picked up eventually, or he was good at one point. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for this Around the League. We're going to move on to the show.
See ya.
Chair spins. He's taking my chair spins this week.
1 chair spin.
All right, so moving right along, I had someone request to do an interview this week, and we're always willing to please here. So we did a late interview into the night, same time that the Around the League was shot, actually. So here's Kyle and Dave Warner in this week's one-on-one.
Kyle over here, aka Squirrel Master, with David Warner, aka
Other guy,
representing. Who are you going against this week?
going against Paul.
How are you
The
feeling about
red
that?
shirt.
Red shirt.
Red shirt.
Or aka,
Silly fingers.
yes. You're right. Right now you're 3-1. First place in the league. I don't know what you are in power rankings, but how do you feel about your team?
I'm number 5 in power rankings.
Oh, shit.
5.
Shit. You're the only person with 3 wins, though. Do you think that's fair?
I guess Dave doesn't respect me.
That's harsh. Wait, okay.
It's tough.
Give me a rundown about your team.
Calvin Johnson.
Yes.
Got to be the number 1.
Megatron.
Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of having the wide receiver running back on the same team, but
Beast mode.
seems to be working out well.
He's a true beast mode.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch sucks his balls.
Maybe.
Yes.
Then I got DeMarco Murray, aka D-Mark.
Yeah.
I call him that.
Yeah.
No one else.
How's he doing for you?
First 2 weeks he sucked.
Okay. Second.
Last couple weeks, not bad.
How about QB? Our league is QB driven.
It is. I made the mistake of not drafting a QB.
That's harsh.
It's rough. So
better than Andrew, Tim, Pettifold, Team 3 Seashells, whatever it's called.
Jack.
Yes, fun. But yeah, so you didn't draft any QBs?
Well, I did, but they're pretty much rookie quarterbacks.
Okay.
Not a great strategy on my part. A little new to the auction, but
It was intense.
it was.
So who do you have at QB?
Pryor, Oakland Raiders, and EJ Manuel, who just happened to get injured. So a little worried about that.
Any backups?
The one and only Blaine Gabbert.
Solid.
This is a natural, really.
Yes.
He got me 3 points last week.
Better than
So-
negative.
True. He has a lot of interceptions.
Okay. Bottom line is anything. Team sounds pretty solid except for QBs. Do you have any messages for Red Shirt this week? It's his bachelor party. He's getting married soon.
It is.
It's a big matchup. Anything to say to him?
Good luck. You're just dying.
He's gonna need it.
Yeah, you're gonna need it.
Peace. Squirrel Master, other guy, Gatlinburg, out.
Okay, guys, time now for the segment everyone talks about, everyone asks about. I'm ashamed that I didn't get done last week. I have a little secret for you, actually. I did it very late at night on Saturday, although it never made it to a video because I was traveling. So we're going to take an exclusive look at the power rankings from week 5. I'm going to give you a peek. If you want to pause your YouTube video or such, get ready for it because we're going to move on and we'll never talk of it again since it didn't make it to an Aces Wild. But here are the week 5 power rankings. Okay, yep, that's them. Alrighty. I may reference them in this. So that's all you need to know. No big deal. We're moving on to week 6. If it didn't happen in Aces Wild, did it really happen, right? Am I right? So yeah, guys, we're going to move on. It's going to be good. We're going to start at number 12 as is traditional. It wouldn't be fun if we started at 1. You guys would all tune out, you know. So we're going to start at number 12 with Richie McPeak, the Guru of Do. That is also not a surprise, but hey, we got to start somewhere. Richie's team is really now being built around Rodgers and Orange Julius Thomas. It's one of his favorite snacks at the mall when he goes there, the Altamont Mall for movies. I know that he always slurps down an Orange Julius, so that's only appropriate that he's really depending on him week by week. Hopefully Brady can get back on track for him as he was miserable last week in Cincinnati. Number 11, Tyler Bordenberg. Finkel is Einhorn. Tough week last week. 57 points against the Cocaine Cowboys. That is hurtful. Hopefully he can bounce back. I want to say a happy 30th birthday to Tyler. Hopefully he has a good 30th birthday fantasy football weekend. Hopefully all his birthday fantasies come true. You got Whedon back at QB2. starting this week. Garrett Graham filling in, it looks like, for Owen Daniels' injury. Jordan Cameron on the bench, very intriguing there. And yeah, I don't want to talk about this team anymore. You got Amendola sitting on the bench. That's interesting. Number 10, Team 3 Seashells. Tim Pettenpole, the Andrew we all know and love. Last week was a loss to Tempest, put up 95 points. He's rocking Nick Foles this week after the Mike Vick injury. Ruben Randall, I'm peeking in on a Thursday night game. It's currently happening, looking like he's having a pretty good game. But the Julio down by the schoolyard, Julio Jones injury is going to be brutal for him. You know, it's good pickup that you got Harry Douglas. Those balls have to go somewhere. We've all heard that one before. And Harry Douglas is definitely a good place for those balls to go. So, yeah, number 9, Rob Zirkle, the cocaine cowboy himself. He's moved his hometown QB Carson Palmer to the bench. He's going with Sam Bradford this week. And, yeah, we can't say that didn't see that coming. So he's got Marshall and Cutler going on the Thursday night game. And he's got Gronk and Ridley back. Possibly Ridley. Definitely Gronk, it sounded like. So that will be good, especially as Owen Daniels is out. Number 8, myself, Dave Hosmer. Sports Concerned. 3-2, 576 points, just below the middling average of points. So we've been saying it all year. This team is not, you know, a powerhouse by any means, but it can beat teams any week. It's kind of consistent. I don't really want to talk about it anymore. I look at it all the time. You can look at it if you want, but yeah. Number 7, Squirrel, Kyle Fallhaber. This is one of the members of the 600-point club with 620 points. He's 2-3 though, so some bad matchups. He's got Gonzalez out this week. He also, actually, he was, if you took a quick pause on that Week 5 power rankings, he was actually the number 2 ranked team. And I think that might have been because of the late night that we had when you know, I sat down to rank him, and possibly because he looked over my shoulder, because that might have been a little too high for him. But he's definitely a really good team, and the loss last week, only scoring 79 points, I really punished him for that. So he's down at 7, but this is a good team. Number 6, the chef extraordinaire, Chris Campbell. He's got Romo and Kaepernick, Decker, Gordon, Jackson from Glennon now, which is interesting, McCoy and Sproles, and the lukewarm after a hot start, Jared Cook. This is a good team. This is still a good team. A team I like a lot. It was the preseason favorite, and I don't see any reason this team can't make the playoffs at all. Has depth, has explosive players, has everything you'd ask for in a fantasy team. So just you're almost in the 600-point club, CC, at 595. You're 3-2. Just keep it up. Oh, number 5, Dave Warner, other guy. We just heard from him and Kyle. You know, it's tough. He has only one QB to start this week after the manual injury, so he's going to be depending on the legs and arm of Terrell Pryor. You know, the receivers, nothing really blows me away there. James Jones had some nice weeks. I guess any of those guys can have good weeks. Steve Smith and Dwayne Bowe. With Calvin out, though, he looks pretty ordinary at receiver. DeMarco Murray, Reggie Bush, CJ Spiller, though he does have some nice running backs. I will give him that. Number 4, Connor McPeak. League point leader at 719. But he will be playing without Michael Vick this week after his injury. So he's down to 1 QB, doesn't have another one on his roster. So he's going to be really relying on Peyton Manning. So that will be interesting to see if Peyton can put up the 6 touchdowns that it's going to need to keep this team flowing. A big day by AP could also help. Yeah, but this is the point leader. He's only 2-3. That's why he's at number 4. But he's far and away the point leader of this league. So watch out for this team. Explosions possible, especially when Vic's healthy. Number 3. Speaking of explosions, this is another explosive team. About 100 points less than Connor at 617, but they are 3-2. This is Alex Quay and straight cash homie. Justin Blackmon put up some nice numbers in his return last week. That'll be exciting. He gets Antonio Brown back from a bye after 2 monster weeks from him. So running backs are solid. Lynch and Martin. And Griffin still working his way back to kind of that dominant form that he was last year. Rivers has been surprisingly fun and productive in a fantasy role. Number 2, the Bachelor himself with a new team name after switching multiple times this week. I can't even keep up, but he has now moved on to I Wipe My Own Ass. I'm not sure if that's a quote from Big Daddy or just an admission. I don't know. He has a picture that looks like it's either my butt or his on there. It looks pretty interesting. Don't want to get too close to the screen. I feel dirty just looking at that thing, man. But he's starting Thad Lewis this week, and surprisingly, the Le'Veon Bell, Danny Woodhead starts for he has at running back might be the best starts he's had all season, honestly. It sounds strange to say that, but that looks good there. Demarius and AJ Green. AJ Green's looking for some bounce back. He's had some slow weeks, but this team's really good. And 623 points, 3-2. I think they've won. Let me check this real quick before I just go and say things like Kyle. They've won 3 in a row. I was correct. So this is the reason he's jumped to number 2 in my thing. He's just hot right now. He's a hot dude leading up to his matrimony. So, if you run into him, which will be Tim this week, anything can happen. And you might be wiping someone's ass. Number 1 this week, oral raping, which is number 1 in not many people's books. Just mostly people that have to register and knock on doors. And can't live near, schools and playgrounds? So, yeah, that's probably their favorite. But he is our strongest player in this week's power rankings. Jonathan Pimpus, 696 points. The only person really close to touching up with Connor. He's got a fair amount of points, and he's got the win lead at 3-2. This team has had its quarterback woes with Eli and Cam being a little inconsistent, but really strong receivers. After picking up Alshon Jeffrey, he shored up his third receiver spot, made me look even stupider. Charles and Gore, solid, been playing pretty decently, and Jimmy Graham is, I believe, the number 1 point scorer in the league that is not a quarterback. And then he's got Lacey too, and Cecil Shorts, and he's got Zach Stacy now is going to be the number 1 guy in St. Louis, it sounds like. So this is just a solid team. Not to mention Gino is not looking bad as his quarterback, third quarterback. So, all around, he's got depth, he's got playmakers, he's got points, he's got wins. So he's our number 1 this week. And if you want to talk to me about that, you're more than welcome to. Do it on Twitter at Ace of Spades FF. Tell me there so everyone else can see it and berate you. And me. All right. Moving on to a new segment that we like to call the rant. Take it away, Tim.
To be honest, I want Michael Vick to get hurt. I'm not gonna lie. I want him to go out and I want him to lay some blocks on some linebackers, and I want him to break his fucking collarbone because that dog killer needs to sit on the bench, and I need a fucking quarterback. Brian Hoyer gets hurt going down. I finally get 4 quarterbacks, and 2 of them get hurt in 2 separate weeks. This is bullshit. Vic needs to get hurt.
This week's tweet of the week comes to you from Tim Pedenpole, who you just heard rant about Michael Vick, and he wasn't done. He was still tweeting about it the next day when the injury that he wished for actually happened. He said, at Ace of Spades, Foles to start on Sunday, Black Magic. And then he tweeted a picture of Papa Shango. I believe it's Papa Shango. If not, it's just some super ripped, pretty cool looking voodoo dude that maybe Tim hangs out with. I don't know. Things get weird up there in Ohio. So, Tim, I know we talked a little bit about it, but I'm not sure that it was worth your voodoo curse because it seems to have come back around to you with the Julio injury. So that means you have now lost the number 1 receiver in the league points-wise, but you gained a quarterback for a few weeks. So I don't know. Tell me if it was worth it. And that's our tweet of the week. All right, dudes and dudettes. That ends another fine episode of Aces Wild, if I do say so myself. Thank you for everyone's contributions. It was fun seeing some people. I'm looking forward to seeing others whenever I see you. So if you want to be involved, I'd like to have you involved. I've heard from some. I've heard from others. I'm waiting on a few to be like, hey, put me in, coach, because I know you're ready to play. So, God, that sounded so weird too. I'd like to say that we're not going to be throwing any penalty flags that are pink, but we will say the tatas for our first October episode this week. And I want to throw our support out there to all cancer victims, survivors, families, but especially this month, breast cancer, men and women, and families that have suffered from that. So that will pretty much wrap up this week's episode. And if you want to tweet us, Ace of Spades FF. I sit here and I just wait for a ding, and I'm like, what is it? So, just picture me right here doing that, waiting for your tweet, and we'll have at it. Until next time, I'll see you on the digital gridiron, and may all your football fantasies come true. Supposed to go farther. I didn't go far enough. Okay.